Hello, today we're reviewing the Smraza Raspberry Pi screen. This is a 3.3 inch, I believe it's a TFT display. It's a 840 by 320 pixel. It might not be TFT, I don't quite know. It's an LCD, I know that, with a touch panel. This is for Raspberry Pi. This will work on Pi 1, Pi 2, and Pi 3. I've actually tested it and we'll be showing it on the Raspberry Pi 3. In the package you get the screen itself, you get a little stylus because this is a resistive touchscreen, this isn't a capacitive touchscreen, and you get a CD. The CD comes with tutorials, it comes with the LCD image, or it comes with the LCD driver, and it comes with preloaded Raspberry Pi Jessie images. And then obviously the software is the software you need to burn the images to the Raspberry Pi and stuff like that. Now this display I've tested with the Ubuntu Mate driver, or Ubuntu Mate image. I've tested it with the Raspbian Jessie image. I've tested it with the, I think it's Raspbian Pixel image, and it works perfect on all of them. Obviously the screen resolution is not optimized. Like on Ubuntu Mate, some of the things are really large, so you have, like, if you open up a command prompt, it's really hard to see, stuff like that. But like the images that comes with the actual CD, which I'll show you right now, it looks great and it works at size perfectly. Everything works flawless. One thing I do want to point out is the pins. So these pins are really important that you don't screw this up, because this is using the XPT2046 touch controller, which is one of these chips. I don't know exactly which one, or maybe this chip, I'm not 100% sure. It's one of the chips on the back. But I actually have a screen that the touchscreen doesn't work because I screwed up when I connected it to power. So I made the mistake, I put this on, I didn't realize I got the pins off by one row. So if you attach to a Raspberry Pi and you line up the pins incorrectly and you give it power, you can totally fry the LCD. I just fried the touch panel, I didn't actually fry the screen, so I have a 3.5 inch screen with no touch, and then I have this one which has touch and LCD. And so what I did by mistake, and actually let me get a Raspberry Pi so I can show you guys what we... Okay, so I have a Raspberry Pi 3. I've put some heat sinks on, like, the important boards, miscellaneous stuff like that. So this is designed to line up with this top edge of pins, just like that. And as you can see, pin to pin, boom, 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 everything lines up nice, beautiful, powered on, it works like a charm. On this screen, I did this. Ooh, there's the problem. So what ended up happening is I sent 5 volts to the wrong pins and I blew out the touch panel. So I can't stress it enough. Make sure all your pins line up before you plug this bad boy in, because if these pins are off, I mean, you can even have it off like this. I'm literally off one pin and it gives power to the wrong pins and you can burn something up. I didn't realize it because the screen kicked on, just the touch panel stopped working and I couldn't figure it out. I got in touch with their support, the Smraza support people, and they had me try a couple things, and then I mentioned that I may have hooked it up wrong if that would cause any issues, and it did. So they were super cool about it, and they actually offered to send me a brand new screen as a, you know, hey, we understand you had a mistake, but here's a replacement. So that was really nice on their end because I wasn't expecting that, and I was planning on having to get a whole new replacement one. Because I use this Raspberry Pi as a print server for my 3D printer, which just uses AstroPi. So, but I haven't actually tried the touch part with AstroPi. I really just use it to view, and it works. But I'm going to go ahead and hook this sucker up, and you guys can check out and see what it looks like. Okay, so I went ahead and loaded up the Raspberry Pi 3 image off of the Smraza CD. This is a version of Jessie that they're letting you run. Now all the software comes included, so it makes it really easy. You just open up the the I'm using Windows, so the Win32 imager, you unzip the Raspberry Pi 3 image or whatever version you're using, and then you upload it. Takes about 10 minutes, and then bam. So I've got my Raspberry Pi 3, I've got a little keyboard dongle here, I got my screen hooked up properly with the pins lined up so I don't fry anything. Micro SD card in here, and go ahead and turn it on. Now the first initial time it might take a little bit longer because it's got to initialize everything, but it should load with no issues. That's literally what I'm doing, so if it fails, it's going to fail right here, right before us. As you can see, it's just white right now. This is normal. Okay, now it's loading stuff, mounting kernel, stuff like that. And little cursor, Raspberry Pi logo, and look at that. Bam. Okay, so now one thing I have noticed with this, you do have to, you can't use your finger. Oh wait, you can use your finger if you push. So if I want, I can drag this over. You do have to push on it. It's got a little, it's not like, but you can use the stylus if you want more precise stuff. It's not a capacitive touchscreen like your phone would be, but like I said, you can use your finger, and that's kind of nice. Now they do have, if you go down to the preferences, they have a calibrate touchscreen mode. So this, you can actually calibrate the touchscreen. Now each time you turn the unit off and back on, the calibration will go away, so you'll have to recalibrate each time. So as you can see, the top menu fits perfectly within the screen, but then this LX terminal doesn't quite fit. So if you double tap the bar, then it sizes it to space. So now if you know some kind of coding, if you copy the snippet below to the following path, you can actually save the calibration. There is a way to do it. I'm not going to show it on video just because it's pretty high tech, and you have to literally use the Raspberry Pi screen directly, which is 3.5 inches, with some sort of keyboard and mouse, and do some command line stuff, and it's really high tech. Honestly, if you just run the calibration every time you boot it up, you'll be perfectly fine. But I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. Now in here, obviously, it's just a Raspberry Pi image, so you have all kinds of stuff, you know, LibreOffice Draw, you know, it's got all kinds of programs. You know, your Pi might not be as fast if you have like a Pi 2. The screen will work on a Pi 2, you just have to get the Pi 2 image. But there's like different games and stuff like that. So like, for example, we have LibreOffice open in the back here, and obviously it's trying to cram a lot into one little screen, so not obviously the best thing. Let's see if I can load Minecraft. I'm not sure how Minecraft's going to show up on here. I've never really tried it, but I think it's because it's so small. Yeah, it doesn't. I think what I realized with this one is it's not really designed to play games. It's more just to monitor stuff, but like I can go on the internet if I want. I'm not connected to the internet, but you can dial out to the internet. You can do a lot with it. So it's a good little screen. I think what I'm going to do down the road is this will work with some of the Smraza cases that they have. Like their layer cases, you just have to take off a top layer. But I might 3D print a case for this, just like a nice square one that's real simple. Nothing super high tech by any means. But overall, it's a good little screen. Best important thing, careful of the pins, so you don't fry your screen like I did. But overall, good little product. Thank you.